The Arizona podcast is brought to you by Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self-leveling underlays. They service all of California, and they are an awesome company. They speak Spanish, and they do amazing work. Check them out at Triumph_coatings on Instagram. And if you use the promo code ArrowsUp, you get 10% off. So check them out. It was a podcast. David's on with me today. We do a deep dive on LA. David was here over the weekend, and we talk about how he feels every time he comes back and whether he feels like home or not. Get into that. Get into Tom Brady. And even the GOAT gets cheated on. 7 Super Bowls don't matter. And we talk about Ryan Garcia, just his career, what's going to happen if he loses, like legitimately. I'm super interested in that because this is a guy who, if everything works out or would have worked out, he would have been one of the biggest names in boxing. So it's interesting to see how his career has turned out because if you hear Oscar in the beginning, he obviously had super high hopes for him. And it makes sense because when you see his talent, his raw talent, he had it all. So what would happen if he loses versus Devin Haney? So we talk about that. But before I start, one of the things that came out right after we stopped recording, and that's why we don't mention it on the pod, Kyle Shanahan had offered Bill Belichick the defensive coordinator job. And if you're not all tuned in on the offseason for the 49ers fired their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes, and they have yet to replace him. So obviously there's all these names being thrown out: Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel, all these other names. And obviously if you're a 49er fan, you've been like, oh man, can we get Bill Belichick? Bill Belichick, dang, that would be amazing. So Kyle offered him a contract. He said no. And out of respect, really, I think he made that offer, knowing Bill Belichick was never going to take a contract to be a coordinator anywhere. But it just, when the greatest coach of all time, especially in a sport like football where coordinators are super important, you kind of got to make that offer just out of respect for him and for his career and for what he's meant to the game. So, good call by Kyle doing that. So, here's the pod with David and I. Enjoy. You miss Los Angeles already?
I do, yeah.
Do you ever come back whenever you come and visit? Does it ever feel like home?
It does.
Yeah?
It still does. But at the same time, it's like it's felt like home up here too. So like I don't have that feeling yet where I go and I'm like, like still like, oh, that's weird, because
right.
I'm still used to it. The main thing is that like when my dad or other people talk about it, it's like they know that when they visit, they're like, oh, I'm already sick of it here. Like they already like the traffic and all that. They're just like, oh, because that's what they're into now. That's like what they're used to now,
Right.
Like hearing you and Victor talk about like downtown was dope. That you guys are still like, oh, dude, it's great. It's, because all I hear up here from like the homebodies is just like, oh, Los Angeles, I would never. And it's like, that's great. That's why you live up here, bro. Calm down, like that's, So,
None of that, but most people that have that opinion have never been in downtown.
Yeah,
it's what I've found that for the most.
Or they don't even know like
what downtown is. For.
Yeah, like they, because they just, like when we went to that Laker game, me and my brother, right?
Yeah,
we went with like some friends of ours from up here, and they, Laker fans too, but they grew up, in like Los Osos, Morro Bay, which is like a beach town by Paso, and when we were down there walking to the arena, like
Mhm.
it was a little bit new for me because I haven't spent a lot of time downtown. But even then, I was like, I was still comfortable. I was like, all right, I'm just walking to the game. Like it's no big deal,
Yeah, right.
you know, because we'd like driven through and stuff before, gone like to the Callejon. Like I went to the Callejon to get like prom suits and stuff in high school, you know.
Mm.
But I could tell they were kind of like looking around, like it was like
Are we gonna get jumped?
no, but just the triples of people. They're like, oh, this is crazy, you know. And then they
Right,
would,
right.
and they asked me and Sam, they're like, yo, like you guys grew up down here, and we're like, yeah, like you know, it's nothing new to us, but for them it was just like, you know. And so
Yeah.
mentioning like the hole in the wall food spots and all that, it's like that's what me and Sam are like. That's why you come, like you know, it's one of the many attractions here because they're
Mhm.
just people that aren't used to it. They just you know they're very chill, very very simple, you know, like down to earth type people. Not saying
Yeah.
people in LA aren't like down to earth, like the ones that actually live there, you know. But it's
No, I
like
get you. Yeah, yeah, for
you know what
sure.
I mean? Because
Yeah.
obviously you get the whole like the LA transplant, you know,
Hmm.
vibes, which are
Yeah.
also kind of like stop, you know. I hate when I see like
Right.
TikToks and they have like opinions about LA and it's just like, no, no. You moved here when you were 19 from, you know, Oklahoma. Chill out, you
Right,
know.
right.
So
But I found like even people that have been raised in Southern California and they've been here their whole life, they'll even like, oh man, I hate going to downtown. Downtown, oh man, like downtown sucks. And even those people, when you talk to them, you find out they've never spent any significant time in downtown.
yeah.
Like all they know is what people say and say, oh, the traffic, oh, the homeless, oh, this.
Right, right.
And
Oh,
it's
parking. Oh, you know, like
yeah, and it's one
yeah.
of those like you kind of your opinion you kind of almost can't even have an opinion on it because you've never spent significant time there to even know
Yeah.
a what's going on. And like I think that part is also interesting too that you get not just
Right.
those from the outside that are like we don't like it, but you get also those from LA that have never actually spent any significant time in LA
Yeah.
to have this like weird opinion on it. And that part is weird because it's like how are you gonna dump on a place and never actually go see it, like how are you
Right. Right.
actually gonna
Classic. Don't knock it till you try it, and actually, like you know.
yeah because
Yeah.
even like Victor and I on Sunday, we weren't saying like it's clean, we weren't saying it's not safe, we weren't even saying isn't
Right.
any homeless. Like we're like, yeah, for sure, like we're with you, like if they should
Like
clean all
those
that up.
yeah, those are issues. Like yeah, like they can be mutually exclusive. It's like
Yeah, but it
yeah.
doesn't mean that LA itself, downtown LA, isn't an amazing place to be. And
Right.
I think those two things sometimes get mixed up. And it's like, no, like those two can be mutually don't are
Yeah.
mutually exclusive. And I think that part is interesting. So I can't
Yeah.
imagine, like, I always wonder every time, like you or, Adrian or someone like that who is from here, was born here, raised in this area. Like, what does it feel like when you step in and you're like, oh man, I'm back in Southern California? Like, does it feel like home? Does it? And apparently, because for Adrian, he was saying as soon as he got off the airport, as soon as he stepped foot off the airport, he was like, I'm home. And it
Yeah.
was just like that feeling of like,
Yeah.
like it's funny. Like,
Dude, I remember the first time I took the train from Paso to LA. Very like
mhm,
right. This was a few months after like we moved in October,
right.
settled in and everything, and then in like that December, I came like Christmas Day. Like I took a train Christmas Day,
Oh, okay.
and I remember pulling into Union Station and just seeing um like the LA River, right? You know, like the graffiti, you know, like
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
buildings, and I was just like,
Smelling in the smog, you're like,
yeah, like I
ah.
dude, like I felt that like I felt it in my soul, and I was like, yes, like this is it, Yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah, that part is that.
And then
I
hearing you and Victor talk about like the public transportation too was dope.
yeah
Like just
yeah
because I honestly like the it's kind of slept on over here, and I feel like East Coast New York vibes is like it's like a way of life. Like you probably
right
don't own a car if you live over there.
right.
And it is a little bit different because like you and Vic were saying, it's like LA's it's a lot more spread out, and so you can still
Mhm.
take public transportation to get places, but
It's
it's a
not
little different.
convenient.
But
Yeah
people don't even really like. We're so set on like having our cars and driving places
yeah
because it is spread out, and so that's why you have like a divide too.
right.
Because even one of my buddies that moved down there, shout out to the homie Rob, but so my buddy grew up in Colorado, and then he went to Cal Poly, and
Okay.
he I think he told me that he works at the tallest skyscraper in LA in downtown. He works for like an
Ooh.
engineering firm or something.
Yeah.
Um, and a really smart guy. And he's like, dude, I take the train or the bus everywhere, because he's just
Hmm.
like it's available. It can
Yeah.
get me like to and from work or any other place I need to. You can always find something nearby that'll fit like what you need. So he's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, dude. Like he does have a car, but he's like, I love taking like the train to and from work and everything.
Right.
And so I'm just like, oh, that's sick.
Honestly, me too, because I've been taking the train to work in downtown since I was 18 years old.
Yeah,
And I love it because you're able to, read, listen to music,
right.
whatever. But as I've gotten older, the biggest like reason that I am like pro public transit is whenever you get home, and especially if you live in a populated area like Southern California, um, the traffic is so crazy that
Yeah,
you almost get home and you need to decompress, not from the long day of work, but from like all the morons you just like were
just
on the
the
road with.
yes, yeah,
And when you're on the train, you avoid that. So I get
yeah,
home and I'm more relaxed. Because I didn't have to
right,
like be on the road for an hour
right.
with all these like other lunatics. And so that's been super helpful.
That's yeah, dude. The road
And I think
rage.
that's a big component of it. So it's funny because I didn't realize until right now that we're talking about it how like that was such like Vic and I were going, we were like,
You
that
guys
is the,
exploded. You guys were like,
but that's like, you want to hear LA, like from two LA dudes? That was the LA conversation,
yes, yeah.
because that was like, it was, I had, yeah, it was funny we're thinking,
It's
as
like
I'm
it was
thinking
like the
about
tried and true, like verified Angelinos. Like
it.
it's like everybody stop and shut up.
Yeah.
Just
Because
this is it right here.
you and Angel were just like looking at us.
We were like, yeah, dang, okay, yeah, okay, you're right.
Like,
Like, so,
we're Angelinos. Well, these guys are Angelinos
right,
plus.
like Angelino, like platinum. You know what I mean? Like, I'm bronze right now. I'm just,
Bro.
I'm not there yet. So I'm just like,
You
yeah,
have the basic membership right now.
right. You guys could go to all LA locations. You guys have like the black pass for like Planet Fitness. It's just like, oh, you
Yeah,
guys can go to
yeah.
all of them. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
one time I was riding. I got on the bus and I saw Victor and I sat next to him and we just started chopping it up. And we took he got out first because his house was before my stop. But yeah, I've seen him around the train and all that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good talk.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude, it's a vibe because I used to take the bus from Whittier to Elac, like right after high school. Because
Right.
I didn't have a car yet to drive. And so dude, it was cool. Like you said, dude, like because people always ask me, oh, like what do you do on the train when you like for long trips? And I'm like, dude, bring a book, like my music. Usually the train has Wi-Fi, like I can
Yeah.
watch shows, you know. I'm just
Mhm.
like, there's so many things you can do, like, you know, and it's like some people can't, I don't know, like like we were talking about like the silence, like some people can't handle just like that kind of energy by themselves, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with me, you know. I mean, you hear what Perla said. She's like, you guys are awkward. There's silence, and I'm like, we're talk. You just happen to catch us like in between conversation, or like, you know, I was
Yeah.
eating chips. I had a handful of like Doritos in my, you know. So
Yeah. It's funny because my sisters, I can drive in silence. I can drive in
yeah,
complete silence, and they'll sometimes I'll pick them up, and Stephanie and I will be, together, and they'll be like, "Are you guys just like driving quiet?" And we're like, "Yeah." It's like, How?" And you just like, do you
yeah,
not enjoy silence like ever? Like that's crazy.
yeah, dude. That's yeah. Like with the Ubers too. I was like if they I'm a chameleon. If they want to talk, I can chop it up, you know. And I
Right.
like I know we're a little because like you don't like small talk, but I can. I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. Like people always like that's the typical like, oh, so where are you coming from, or like blah blah, like why are you in town? And like I
Yeah.
give them the Paso San Luis Obispo like 411. You know, I give them the 805 411, and I'm like, yeah, I live here right now. I grew up down here. I know the area. I have
Mm-hmm.
family. Blah blah. And the drive's usually like pretty short, so it's just like, oh, okay, cool, you know. And like sometimes they just want to be quiet, and I'm like, I'm cool with that too. I'll just look out the window or like check my phone or something, and it's like
Yeah.
it's great. But so the silence, I'm like, I'm cool with it, you know. But some people are like, some people dread like like the long car rides with like someone else, and I'm like, I could go either or. Like if you do want to get past the small talk and get into some like deep like road trip talks, I could do that. Or we can keep it
Mhm.
a small talk, or I can be quiet and just like, oh, I'll put on some tunes, or like nothing at all, and I'll just like enjoy the scenery, you know.
Yeah.
But
If we're going if we're going long drive, I don't mind. I actually prefer the like, let's get into it. Like
oh, for sure,
let's
yeah,
get
yeah. Those
weird.
are
Like,
like, dude, like we've driven to Texas, like my family, and it's like we've had like some like you know like tears of shed sometimes. You know, this one time we were like talking to my mom about like her biological father. That's kind of like
right.
a it's like a gray area, like
Yeah.
you know, and this one time, like she got emotional. And we were like, "Yo, like mom didn't mean to be cry. Like we're just curious, blah blah, you know." And it's like, and I'm like, I'm ready for it. Let's do it, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, dude, the nitty gritty, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
for
but
sure.
yeah, that's. I'm glad you're like thought to ask me that because you know, especially hearing like my dad talk about going down, or even my uncle, the one that I was with, the one
Yeah.
in Southgate, the Niners fan, like because I was telling you, like he wants to move to Paso. I don't know if he ever will, but like he already has like his property. But he's at that age where like, and he's always kind of been a homebody since I've known him. Granted, I don't know what he was like when he was young. I think he was like a troublemaker when he was young. But now that he's like, you know, dad and grandfather now, like he's content watching. He's one of the reasons why I'm into like boxing, dude. He's the one that always
Mm-hmm.
get the pay per views. So
Gotcha.
every Saturday night he had the fight on. He watched the Niner game. You know that was
Yeah.
his thing, and just you know like his drinks. So, but him like for what he likes to do, like it wouldn't matter where he lived. Like I think he'd be fine in Paso because he's just like if I don't want to go out, I can just
Right.
chop it up me myself and I at home, you know, or like with my
Mm-hmm.
tia, and he's like I'm totally cool. And he's been to the downtown area here, like the little, you know, you visit the little shops and
Mm-hmm.
there's a few bars and he's checked them out. He's like met the owners and everything. And he's like, oh yeah, it's a cool little spot. You know, like it's that's still like his speed and he can do that,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, no, I still dig it and miss it and feel like it's home, you know? So, especially driving around through um, like after the rehearsal dinner, like um Aaron and I stopped at one of the gas stations like on like Lakewood and Florence. You know, like where the old Mickey D's is right there.
Yeah, of course.
And we stopped there, and I was like, dude, like this is the street I would be on like every Sunday morning or every Friday night, like going to church and just like
Hmm.
this was one of the spots, you know, like the Downey
Yeah,
Pizza Company and all that. I was like, yeah, man. I was like,
yeah.
it's yeah. Or when we picked up David Lopez last time, like we drove on we passed like Clara and we just saw and I was like, dude, this right here, this, you know,
There's a
granted I
block.
didn't live in Cudahy long, but it's like I'd always go to church. So it was like
Yeah,
this feels like home too. I was like, just seeing
right.
these streets
Yeah,
and the shops and everything. I was like, man, you know, the little houses and everything. So yeah, dude.
come back.
Go back. I think it's in the cards. I think it's in the cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's LA's a very special place, and I think if you've lived here enough, long enough, do you get to understand it? Because I think there's a lot of. I remember talking to somebody, an old coworker, and he was asking me about the LA sports scene,
Right.
and he was like, why is it that? Why is and he wasn't that much into sports, but he was saying like, he was saying that it's weird that LA gets such a bad rap for sports, for the fans. And he was saying, well, why is that when I feel like I know a lot of fans that are diehards. And so I was telling him how LA is unique because, and it's typical of most big cities, but I think LA more so than most. It's one of these cities where there's so much to do, and because the weather doesn't really keep us from doing much, because it could be winter and it's like 68 degrees outside, sunny.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not stopping anybody from doing anything.
Right. Right. Right.
And you can barbecue pretty much year round, like.
Oh yeah.
So I was saying that because there's so much to do, because the climate is so great all the time, or most of the time, everything, it's such a competition because and everything gets priced out for that reason.
Right.
So if you are a family of four and you need to take your family out on a weekend, it's probably, it's probably equally expensive, all things considered, to go to like an amusement park where you can pack your own food and all you're worrying about is the tickets, and you pack your own food and all that, than it is to go to like a sporting event.
Right.
Because you go to Disneyland and you're there 8, 10 hours, maybe 12 hours if you're there from the beginning all the way to the end. But if you go to a game, you're there maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, like,
Right.
and you get more for your buck if you go to the amusement park. And so I was telling you, so it's different. And also, you go to Laker games, for example, and Laker games are, for the most part, not for the super diehard fan, because the diehard fan is going to maybe a game a year, maybe.
Right. Right.
And it's why you get a different feel. It's why you get a different
Yes.
variety, because you're not, if you think you're going to go to Staples Center and hear the diehard Laker fan game in and game out, that's not true. It's why, like, I went to the Laker game last Friday, and because the Spurs aren't any good, you had a lot of true diehard Laker fans.
Right.
And it was funny to hear that because all of us in the section, you just would be like, oh man, like how many games it comes? Like, dude, I could, like, this guy behind us was like, dude, I can't afford to come here. Like, I bought this I bought this one because it was cheap, and I paid with
Yeah,
afterpay.
right.
So it's
Dude,
just like,
that's why we went, dude. Like when I was like, yo, they're playing they're playing Portland, and I
right,
was like, not a really good team. So it's like, yeah, tickets weren't that bad, and I was like, yeah, let's go. You know?
yeah. So you get that feel of it, so I was explaining to him, it's such a different thing, and you have to be good. If you're not good, because there's so much to do, no one's gonna care.
Yeah,
And it's why if the Dodgers suck, their stadium is empty because, well, I'd rather do something else than go to a baseball game.
yeah,
And I think that's the answer for the LA stuff. But LA has really good fans. It just there's so much to do that, unlike some of the East Coast cities where during basketball season or football season you're snowed in and that's all you can do is watch the games.
right. I was gonna say, yeah, like if you're like a Philly
Um,
fan, like the Eagles, it's
it's
like,
different. It's a different
yeah,
thing
it's
because,
probably all you got. Like just
yeah, because if you're snowed in and you're just home, what are you gonna do? Well, I guess we'll watch the game. I guess we'll watch the Philly, the 76ers or the
right.
Eagles. And here it's like, well, what are we gonna do today? Well, we can go to the beach, we can go here, we can go here, we can go here.
Yeah,
And sometimes the least of the priorities is the game. And I think and
yeah,
then that's where I think a lot of the rap is is given.
yeah, man. And it's funny, okay, because like I'll always hear like with high school football.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, or as a like like young high school player, I was like, dude, like
Mhm.
Texas high school football is like where it's at. Just seeing how ingrained it is in the culture down there. And as I got older, I would watch a lot of the they would always have like Cali versus Texas like all-star games where like the best players from each state. Um and the California team like would, granted I hadn't seen it in a couple years, but like they would usually win, or like it would be close, or like California would win. And I was just like, man, like California also has like a pretty good, like one of the best football cultures. But then I was thinking, I was like, it's not as big of a deal over here because like what you're saying, in Texas is like it's hot. It's also like a barren like wasteland. So it's like
Yeah.
they love high school football. Whereas in California, it's like, yeah, you have these juggernaut teams, but then it's like, yo, they might also have like really good basketball too. Great high school like soccer teams, or the kids might not even be into sports. They might even, oh, did you have like a like
Music or
music?
acting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've heard recordings of like high school like jazz bands, and I'm just like, that's insane. There's no way these kids are this good. And there's so much to do, and it's like, well, yeah, in Texas it's a big deal because it's the only deal. You know what I mean? That's why their stadiums, like their high school stadiums, are like bigger than some of the like JUCO stadiums over here. You know, like it's the thing to do. You know.
It's the only show in
So,
town. Yeah.
yeah, like on Friday, like yeah, towns get shut down because they're all at the game.
Yeah.
Whereas like Friday night, it's like, okay, like so and so's got a high school football game. That's great. I could also do XYZ instead.
Right. Right.
Boom, you know. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Um,
we love LA. Shout out to what's Randy Newman. Randy Newman, dude.
uh, we have what yet to hear from Canelo, right? The last thing we heard from him
Ah, yes.
was was the
Like officially, right? You mean like hear her from Canelo?
right, because the last thing we heard officially from Canelo is that he and PBC are no longer working together, which um, we kind of knew, we figured, and so now it's so was it? I think 2 days ago the news was he's fighting Mungia or Berlanga.
Right.
And then yesterday, our guy Eddie Hearn, shout out to Eddie Hearn,
Eddie Hearn.
comes out and says, "Well, PBC doesn't want to work with anyone," and which we've all known that that's not new. But he said, "But if Benavides is serious about making a Canelo fight, Call me.
Call me, bro. Yeah.
We'll make it happen. And I'm like, finally, let's go. Come on, Eddie Hearn.
That's okay, dude. We were in a dark place, bro. We were like,
When I saw the Twitter video of Eddie Hearn saying that, I was like, okay,
dude,
okay,
okay,
we're
yes,
alive, we're alive.
yes,
Kind of like that gif
yeah,
of
dude.
the guy who's like laying down. They come and they like, and he's like, what? And he comes back to life. That's how it was. I'm like, oh, here we
Dude,
go.
because it was Sunday, and I like on Sunday, like I was going through Twitter, and I showed you some of the things people were saying, and like some of the news had come out, not all of it, and I was just
Yeah.
like, you and I were both like, dude, we have no words to defend what's going on from Canelo's side. We're just like, and it's funny. My dad kind of said something like, when my dad picked me up from the station, he was like, I'm not that surprised. He's like, Canelo's at this stage in his career where it's like he does what he wants. If anything at all is not up to his standards, he's like, he doesn't need to take it. He could stop fighting today and he'd be set. Like so. And so when it comes out that PBC like doesn't want to work with people or can't pay him what they said they're going to guarantee, he's like, "Oh, you want to play like that? I'll just go somewhere else."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, oh, dude, we were like on an emotional roller coaster with that one. And like, yeah, like you said, when I saw the tweet about Eddie first, like the quote, and then I saw the clip, and I was like, oh, dude, it was like Leo DiCaprio and The Wolf of Wall Street were like, I'm not going anywhere. It was like, we're back. And I was like, oh yes,
Yeah.
like okay.
And I don't know, man. Because you and I have been in agreement that like it's really hard to defend this one if he doesn't fight Benavides because there's no other guy. Like he's at 168. He has a belt. Like
he's beat a few other guys at 168. Like they have the like plan.
And this
right?
is a way to unify the division. Like you beat him, you unify the division, and
right.
you add to your legacy. So all of it just is very strange. And the only out that he has is Bivol. That's it. And obviously he's not fighting Bivol. Bivol's fighting Berbatov already. But if you're not fighting Bivol, I don't want to see you versus Munguia because he's a natural 168, 160. I don't want to see you against Charlo, who hasn't fought, who's been super inactive over the last 3 years. I don't want to see you against anybody if it's not Benavides. And yeah, I mean, because obviously the report that Benavides gave out was that they had offered Canelo $55 million to fight him. Not true.
That guy's a crook, dude.
And you knew that was going to happen. You knew they were going to be like, well, we tried to make it happen.
We sent this. We sent yeah, the Samson guy.
Yeah.
That guy gives me like mega church pastor vibes, like just total crook. I'm just like, bro, no one believes you. Stop, please.
Let's not do this. He's the Joel.
Yeah, dude, he's the wolf in boxing in the worst way possible. I'm like, who is this guy again? And it's like, no, dude. Canelo makes the offers. Let's not. Who are you to like? You and what pay-per-view sales can back up offering Canelo that much money? Yeah. Like, okay. So that's why, like, when Eddie comes out and says we have not received an official offer, I believe him versus like Samson saying, "Oh yeah, we offered him $55 million." It's like, are you gonna ask Al Heyman about that or like? Okay,
who's letting you borrow this money, bro?
Yeah, like the Iron Bank from Game of Thrones came back out of nowhere. Like, just okay.
Yeah, I hope somebody tells Canelo, hey, just finish your career with Eddie Hearn. Finish your career with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah,
because Eddie Hearn has shown with my former guy, Anthony Joshua, who after he lost to Usyk, I was one of the first ones to grab the shovel and I was burying him stepbrother style. Just he's like, "Why are you burying me? I'm still
Yeah.
alive." And I'm just like,
It's like,
"No,
no, you're not. No one's ever gonna know you're still alive, dude.
yeah."
Like,
Like,
yeah.
and Eddie Hearn was able to dust him off, parade him around, and he's still cashing checks.
And still make him a couple bucks. Yeah.
And
I
like,
just saw the promo video for Joshua and Ngannou. It's like Street Fighter style. I'm
yeah,
like, dude, I'll watch this. This looks fantastic. Just off the video alone, the animation. I was like,
and he'll
yeah,
fight Ngannou and say, I mean, I know Ngannou dropped Tyson Fury because, and it was clear Tyson Fury didn't take that fight seriously. But
right, right,
I mean, you got to think that Joshua, who's an actual boxer, who's boxed longer than
right,
Ngannou,
right, right,
you think he has to get the edge just on that alone. Now,
right,
I
right.
wouldn't be surprised if Ngannou, just knocks him into next week either. But
And looks solid at least.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
even
exactly.
if he gets battered by Joshua, I think he'll still look
Yeah, like Fury.
solid. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And so yeah,
If Joshua beats Ngannou, and all of a sudden we're on this map of Joshua versus Wilder, winner fights, in Fury versus Usyk. Joshua beats Wilder, and all of a sudden we have Joshua versus Fury or Usyk for the lineal championship, and all of a sudden you're like, did Eddie Hearn just
you're like, dang,
maneuver?
who put all this on? Like who?
Did Eddie Hearn just maneuver Anthony Joshua all the way to the top again? Oh my God! Like,
Dude,
so
yeah,
somebody needs to tell Canelo, look, stick with our guy because once you start to slow down, guess what? Eddie's going to give you the guys that are not ready for you yet and are still going to allow you to cash checks, allow you to
right.
do good, and allow you to grow your legacy. Because that's the key. The key is to not fight a bunch of tomato cans on your way down, but to fight like young bulls, but bulls that are not as threatening to you.
Whippersnappers, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. Fight like the
yeah,
Provokovs of the world, or
yeah, yeah, exactly.
the Bam Bam Rios of the world that are exciting, but they're like punching bags.
Right.
Kind of like when Rios fought Pacquiao, and
Yes.
Pacquiao just made him out to be like just a punching bag,
Yeah.
and but it was like, oh, Pacquiao looked good. Rios is like an exciting fighter.
Right. Warrior, just warrior
Yeah,
vibes. Like, yeah,
because
sure.
nobody was like, oh man, Pacquiao, look at him, he's cherry picking. It was like, no, Bam Rios, he can threat. Like if he lands, but everybody knew like, this is gonna be a beatdown, and that's what it was. And I think Eddie Hearn can produce those types of matchups for Canelo. So somebody needs to tell him, hey, Canelo, just stay,
All
just
while
stick
still
with Eddie.
delivering like the pot of honey, It's
That's what
like,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah. Yeah, man.
Anthony Joshua owes Eddie Hearn like a house or something. Well, he's got to pay for his kids like tuition.
I was gonna say, like,
Not that
throw,
he needs it. Not that
if
Eddie
Eddie's
Hearn
an
needs the
Edward,
money.
like, yo, one of your kids got middle name got to be Edward. You know what I mean? Like, just you know, yeah, dude.
Not that Eddie
Yeah.
Hearn needs the financial help, but like,
Right, but just
like
yeah, so,
buy him a
some
really
major
nice,
show of like affection. It's like, oh,
yeah, like
dude,
a really nice car, a really nice
yeah.
watch, or
Eddie will be like
something,
godfather to like one of Joshua's kids,
yeah, something,
and then he'll send people to snipe, like the old boxing promoters, because like Michael Style, Eddie Hearn's gonna take out like Al Heyman, Bob Arum, all those dudes. Oscar, throw Oscar in there too. It's like, dude, this is how you guys do it. Stop playing games. Stop playing with these guys. Come on, man.
If boxing were to ever have a commissioner, my vote is for Eddie Hearn. I think I've
Yes,
said it on this pod before, but if I haven't, that's my vote for.
that's it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that they know why the boxing should be Eddie Hearn, because boxing is not like MMA. Because MMA, someone like Dana White works like this, this hard ass guy who's like super crazy and like says crazy things. in boxing, the egos are more sensitive. So you need the guy who's gonna like soften the ego and like, you know,
Right.
build you up, make you feel good, and then throw you versus the Lions. Like you need a guy like that.
Yeah. I I was hoping by today we would have had like the official announcement, but seeing Eddie, like I texted you, you saw, I was like, dude, in Eddie we trust, dude. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it, son of a gun. I was like, I'm in, dude. Like, yes.
Yeah. That's hopefully that's what takes place.
Yeah. Dude, did you see the or hear the okay, so obviously like Haney and Garcia, like they're putting on their thing, you know.
Yeah.
But did you see the quote or clip of Bill Haney saying that um Haney had sparred with like Mayweather and like made him look bad, blah blah, years ago? And I'm like, even if he did, which I don't believe he did, I was like, I was like, come on, bro, pump the brakes. Bill Haney's slowly turning into like Delfimo, like senior, like now or a year or two ago. It's like, dude, let's yeah, dude. Seeing him and Henry Garcia like arguing at the press conference, I was like, are you guys fighting or like are you boys? Because I was like, I don't know, dude. That was weird.
What happens to
Garcia if he loses?
To Garcia if he loses? Like legit, like
I
obviously
think
he's not going to retire. Obviously, well, even though he said if he gets knocked out in the first round, he retires. But
right,
you know where we stand with that.
yeah,
But legitimately, like
yeah,
realistically, what happens to him?
I think the fashion in which he loses will be a deciding factor.
Okay, so if it's like super competitive,
Like if it's competitive, I think he'll be fine, and he could also just go the route of like cashing checks, you know.
Mm.
But like if he loses like terribly, like it's like even more lopsided.
Yeah, like he gets exposed and all that.
Yeah, big time.
Because I was thinking, like, man, like the only way this guy got the Haney fight is because
Popularity.
Well, not only that, but you know, there's also nobody else willing to fight. And Ryan Garcia, you got to give him credit for that. At least he's willing to fight.
Right.
But it's like if he loses, it's gonna take some time before he can headline something, right? Like he can't.
Yeah.
I know his fan base is super like passionate, and I know someone like Sammy or Trevor. I know those guys are gonna like watch him no matter what. But I mean, if the zone
for the boxing purists, it's who's going to be like, oh yeah,
like say he loses and it's like in November headlining pay-per-view, the zone pay-per-view. Ryan Garcia to be like, man, get the hell out of here, pay-per-view. Like, what are you talking about?
It's like you've sold me that already. I didn't like it the first time. Like,
so I'm very interested to see because this is like to use a team sport type of language. It's a must win.
Yeah,
it's a must win fight. Like obviously every fight is a must win, but for his career, this is a must win fight. Because if he doesn't win this, not that he can turn his career around, you know, whatever. And whatever that means to turn your career around.
Right.
But if he doesn't win this, I don't want to say it's over, but
essentially it's over. Like virtually it's over.
Like, yeah, because he already did. He already did the. I'm gonna switch trainers, and I'm gonna switch trainers. So he switched trainers twice. Like the big move, right. I'm gonna switch trainer. That didn't work. He did the. I'm gonna change my team around. I'm gonna hang out with completely different dudes. Did that. Moved to Texas. The whole thing. And I guess the only thing left is promotion. But with the way boxing is now, where promotions is kind of like a thing of the past slowly, where is he going to go? Where would he go that? Because in the past, he would become like Danny Garcia. He'd go to PBC, he'd fight once a year. They'd feed him some like taxi driver, and
Right.
he'd cash a check, and he'd thank Al Heyman for 11 months, and like call out guys he knows he's never going to fight, a la the PBC plan. But PBC's done. Like, where is he? So that's I'm legitimately like,
It's gonna be interesting in this age
yeah,
to
like
see
I am
how a
very
fighter handles
interested,
this. Yeah.
legitimately interested
Yeah.
in like, so what happens if you lose? Like, what's gonna happen to you when you lose? Because I don't think he can beat Haney. Like, what's gonna happen when you lose this fight? Because where do you go from here? Because you got this fight because you're popular. You can get them numbers where Haney can be like, oh well, it's Ryan Garcia, and as of now, it kind of still looks like a good name on the resume. But what,
Yeah.
like, I don't know where he goes after this.
Yeah, man. It's funny. I saw Trevor today. I saw him this morning. I want to go work out, and Trevor was
Yeah,
there. And we talked Canelo and all that, and then we were
right.
talking like Haney and Garcia, and I mean he's optimistic. Good for Trevor, and I'm just like, all right, dude, but I'm just like,
Like, is he optimistic? Like, oh, I hope he wins, or is he like Ryan Garcia legitimately will win this fight?
no, I don't like.
It's
I
like,
think a part of him is like jokingly saying, oh, he can still win, but then I'm just like, dude, I told him I was like, bro, like. By no means am I a Haney guy, but I'm like, he looked pretty freaking good at 140. I was like, he literally just needed a few sips of water to make that weight, and just like
mm,
he fills out, So I'm just like, even if Ryan had a good game plan, it's a tall order, and if he stuck to the game plan, it's a tall order. And
yeah.
he's like, no, you're right. So like there's that like. There's a little bit of that, like the delusional, like, nah, he'll be all right, because he will be all right. It's like a guy like that. It's like, even if you're not fighting, you know how
Yeah.
much money someone like that can cash in on just like commercials,
Mm-hmm.
or like the whole Instagram thing. It's like he's gonna be fine. But and it with Ryan, it's always been like, dude, do you really like love boxing? Like, we don't get that vibe, and so that's
Yeah.
what's going to be decided here. It's like, is he going to keep trying to tell himself that he loves boxing the way other guys, the way like legends of love boxing, and it's like,
Right.
eh,
The way Devin Haney loves boxing. Forget
right,
the legends. The way just someone like Devin Haney loves it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. When is that one? That is that one in April, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. I'll watch. I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah. April 20th. That's when we're getting that one.
There you go, April 20th. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if this was the right like. I wonder if he like. I wonder if someone told him like, "Yo, dude, like, yeah, like, let's take this fight." And it's like, you could have fought like a Sandor Martin, and that would have been like a nice, solid, competitive fight. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, do you think he's like? Do you think he thinks he's like close to the end? He's like, you know what? Might as well cash in this big one and get this one out the way.
Watching his interviews, he looks like a guy, not not like, it's weird because he looks like somebody that doesn't necessarily, that isn't about the life, you know?
Yeah.
but he looks like someone that knows or understands at least this is how I make a living. Because
Okay.
he has the same, he gives off the same like feel as like a center in basketball. So one of the things that's interesting about basketball is guys that are really, really tall, like 6'8" and above, you know,
Right.
they have the highest percentage of making the NBA. So if you're like a 7 feet guy, the chances of you making the NBA are like extraordinarily high just because you're tall.
Right.
And so what you get in the NBA, you get a lot of guys that are really tall that don't necessarily like basketball, but they just happen to be really tall and you just happen to get paid a lot of money to play basketball. But whenever
Like, yeah.
they get interviewed, there's this like this missile of like the game, like like that's yeah cool whatever, but it isn't
Jokic,
like
dude. In Jokic's interviews, it's like,
yeah
but
but there's guys that are worse, like because Jokic likes Jokic is a dismissal of like not the game itself, but everything that comes with it.
all the cake and yeah. Oh, are you
You know what
excited
I'm
for the
saying?
parade? And he's like,
You know,
I just want to
yeah.
get back to
So
my farm. Yeah.
Jokic loves playing basketball. The actual act of like we're gonna
Right.
play. It's the interviews, like all the other crap that
Yeah.
comes with it. That he's like, I want to just go be with my horses, man. Like,
Yeah.
and so you get like someone like Andrew Bynum. I remember Andrew Bynum was someone that was really tall. He was like 7'1", and he said like, I don't like basketball. I don't watch basketball. And it was very clear he did it because he was tall. He was a basketball player because he was tall, not because he loved it. Where Kobe Bryant was a basketball player because he loved playing basketball.
Right.
That's all he thought about. That's all like, and that's the sense I get with Ryan Garcia. Like he's been training since he was little. He realized I'm athletic, and my athleticism happens to be with I have quick feet and I have fast hands. And this is really good for boxing. And I happen to be the right length. I just happen to have everything I need to be successful at this one thing. And he's been, because in the game of life, he's obviously super successful. In the game of boxing, he's not that successful because
Yeah.
he's been super disappointing. And that's the sense I get where he is at a point where it's like, well, I'm so like I'm good enough to cash these checks, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I don't like I'm sure somebody would pay him to fight again.
Yeah.
I'm sure it happened. I'm sure he can become like the biggest like celebrity boxer type, like what Jake Paul's doing times 10,
Yeah.
where he can get actual dudes to get in the ring with him, and like he promises to go half speed on them, like, but he doesn't love the sport. He's not like in just in the trenches all the time
Yeah. He's not grinding
working
to
on his
be.
craft.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um and i think and I think that's probably the frustration of Oscar and Bernard Hopkins, who those guys love boxing. Those guys love the craft.
Hmm.
and and that's probably, and I think also the frustration probably with Oscar is like, dude, I threw it away. Like I loved
Right.
it,
Yeah.
and all the BS around boxing caused me to not be as great as I should have been. And maybe that's type of Oscars like if you were to get it, you would be spectacular. Because I don't think it's crazy. Like, say we redo Ryan Garcia's career again, and everything goes right. Like, we give him the correct mentality, competitiveness. We give him, a really good coach from the very get go who he's going to listen to and all that. And we give him like Canelo's or Mayweather's work ethic and stuff like that. It wouldn't sound so crazy for then Oscar when Oscar says he's the next Canelo.
Right.
It then doesn't sound as like ridiculous
Right. Right.
because then it's like, well, I mean, this guy theoretically has everything: the fanfare, he's popular, he speaks English
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good, he's determined, and all of a sudden, and I think that's the guy Oscar envisioned. So it isn't crazy, but but it's also will ruin Ryan Garcia is everything else.
Yeah.
Because even someone like me who watches boxing, who I'm not a Ryan Garcia fan by any stretch of imagination, I thought he could beat Gervonta Davis. So
Right.
even so, it's not that insane to think Ryan Garcia could reach or has the potential or had the potential to be someone super super special in the sport. So it's not that crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think that's why I'm so intrigued to see what happens if he loses.
Yeah. This reminded me of like Buster Douglas when he beat Tyson.
Mm,
Like a lot of guys say, dude, Buster Douglas was like a great fighter. Like he had
yeah,
skills, ability, and
but his mom died, and he
right.
couldn't.
So the good thing for him was that, like, not the good thing,
Yeah,
but like when his mom passed, it actually gave him that little bit. It gave him like that little bit of heart and drive that he needed,
right.
and he was able to put it together just for that fight. And
Yeah,
they're like, dude, he was dominating Mike Tyson when it meant something to beat Mike.
but then
And
even Mike Tyson almost won that fight. Like he almost came.
right, right. But
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the way he
But
was
yeah,
handling
yeah, I
him,
get you. I get you.
like
I get
using
you.
his jab and all that, they're just like, dude, like this guy's doing it. Like, cause people thought he was getting fed to the sharks. They're like, bro, because they knew how he was. They're like, because I was watching like there was a documentary about it on Disney Plus, and they were like, dude, his dad, Buster Douglas' dad, was like the opposite. Didn't have a lot of ability,
Mm,
but he's like, man, he used to work a full time job, and then he would still go and train relentlessly after work
yeah,
because he loved boxing.
right.
And so when he saw his son, like he kind of saw that his son, he's like, dude, you're squandering it. Like you're bigger than me, stronger than me, you're fast, you have all these tangibles, and it's like, and it's being squandered because we don't have the same like heart and drive. And so after Buster beat Tyson, he got, he didn't really do much after that. And it's like, man, like that guy, he doesn't really like love boxing and love the craft and
Mm,
putting in work, and it's like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
gonna be, yeah, I like that press conference like after the fight is like the questions that are gonna come at him after that's gonna be like, whoa, okay. Yeah.
yeah. It's. I mean, all the best to him, obviously, but yeah, man,
Right. It's like I would
it
tell my brother, I
sucks.
was like, dude, I want to see these big fights. I want to see like,
Yeah,
but it's like, does he, you
yeah.
know? So
Changing to something not well, I don't know. It's serious and not so serious. Did you see the Tom Brady news?
about Giselle, dude, I saw a tweet where it was like, fellas, like you could literally be Tom Brady and she's still going to cheat. And I was like, bro, I don't want to hear that. I'm like, granted, I don't know. I like, okay, at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's funny and all, and it sucks, but it's like, I don't know how they live their lives. Tom might have been a crap husband too. I don't know, but it's pretty crazy. I was like, dang, dude, years ago, I was like, bro, I remember seeing like the when he was still with the Pats, there was like the whatever documentary it was, but it was like it was her in the car with him, and they were talking about like the team, and she's like, "Oh, you can." She was like cheering him on because the Pats were kind of doing kind of, and it's like, "No, you can still get it together." Blah blah. And I was like, I don't know, man. It's like, were they ever really happy? I don't know. Stay strong, fellas. Stay strong, dude.
It's funny because I saw one that said like she had the audacity to complain about him playing football while she was like cheating with
the Dollar Tree Karate Kid or something, yeah. Right? Yeah.
Dude. I'm like, man, Tom Brady forever, bro. Like,
dude, Tom, I stand with Tom, dude. But yeah,
that was when I read that yesterday. I did like a double take because it was like, wait, years? Like what? Like
yeah, and then when it said Brady like accepts, that, I was like, my dog. I was like,
don't get married, y'all.
Dude, that's
we're gonna have to edit that out.
Dude, yeah, that one was a trip. That was one where I was scrolling and I was like, hold up, let me read that again. I'm like,
yeah, man.
I was like, y'all are for the streets, man. I was like,
it's a cold world out there.
Yeah. I was like, cold I'll see world. You guys later or not. I was like, dude. Man.
Shout out to our guy Tom Brady.
Yeah. Okay, did you see like the Cam Newton thing too?
Yo,
like the guys pulling up on it, and I was like,
and he held his own,
dude. I saw a tweet.
But it's like that's what you get. How are you gonna pull up on a 6'7"?
Right. Someone posted like some of his highlights of him like running the ball, just dragging dudes in the NFL, and it's like, you guys watched that and thought you could like do well against him? I'm like, bro, it's one thing to see a video of him like, okay, let's say he was running the ball and they were like average dudes, like in a pickup game or something. But I'm like, that's the other 1% of the world that plays sports. Right. It's like, if he's doing that to them, it's like,
what is he gonna do to you?
What did you think was gonna happen to you, bro? Dude, that's why, like, hey, that's why it's important to be kind to people, bro. Just be nice. You never know, like, dude.
Bro, it's funny because it reminded me of. I forget who I want to say it was Brian Urlacher, but I don't remember who it was specifically. But they were asking him, who's the toughest quarterback to sack?
Right.
And he said Drew Bledsoe.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, Drew Bledsoe? Because, at the time it was Ben Roethlisberger. You had Dante Culpepper still, Donovan McNabb, shifty, Michael Vick, Aaron Brooks. You had those guys who were like shifty, harder to tackle.
Right.
And they're like, Drew Bledsoe? Like, doesn't he get sacked a lot? And the defender, I don't remember who it was, but he was like, yeah, he's huge. Like, he's a huge guy. Like, he's really hard to bring down. And they're like, yeah, but he gets sacked a lot. He's like, yeah, but because the O-line is no good. But to bring him down is tough because he's huge.
Yeah.
And it was, I was a little kid when I saw that interview. And I remember thinking, like,
you're kind of scratching your head, like, huh? Like, okay.
You're like, dude, like, I'm pretty sure it's Brian Urlacher. I'm like, Brian Urlacher is like,
he's a dog.
At the time, like, what, maybe the second best linebacker behind Ray Lewis in the league at the time.
Yeah, he was cold.
Like he was the best player on a Super Bowl contending team. Like he took the Bears to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he's saying Drew Bledsoe because he's huge. Like, so it made me think as a young kid, like, dang, like these guys are so good that the other guys are equally as good as them. And to us, like, Drew Bledsoe, you get folded like a lawn chair every week.
Right.
And to these guys, it's like, man, Drew Bledsoe, damn it. Like we got it's just so crazy. It's just such a crazy.
Well, that's
thing.
like when we were discussing like Wemby. It's just like,
oh my god.
Even like talk about man amongst boys. Like to see that guy, it's like, bro, he's not human. I don't know how else to put it. Like
I can't imagine
they put him together in a lab. Like
I can't imagine when that guy grows into his man body.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be insane because he doesn't have the frame of Durant. He has like a bigger frame where more muscle fits.
Right. Like he's got like broad shoulders too. Like yeah.
When that guy gets like man muscle, because he's 20, he's a 20-year-old kid.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like, oh my god, like. It's crazy,
dude. I like to be in there. I like to be in there, like with him and like his nutritionist, like whoever they are. It's like, dude, what do you feed this guy? Like, how do you imagine weighing out the portions to keep that machine going? And it's like, dude, like you eat that. I'm like, damn, I eat that much because like I like eating. But you, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like I had Domino's. I had a pan pizza like last night from Domino's, and I was like, I'm good.
But I'm I eat all these calories, but I don't need the energy.
Yeah, I don't need anything. That dude needs them. It's like, yeah, I want to see you weigh out that food on the scale for this guy, bro.
It's like Michael Phelps, like when he was like competing,
right? He would burn like some insane amount of calories. Just
he was eating like 10,000 calories a day, and you're like, what? But it's like he's burning like 8,000 calories a day, so it's like he's fine. Like,
yeah.
And people are like, I'm gonna try that down. Like, no, you're gonna like gain 600 pounds in like 3 weeks if you do.
That's food for like a month for you, bro. Like it's bro. like yeah,
it's crazy. It's
so man. Crazy. But yeah, dude, when he put them on camera, I was just like, and it's weird with him. It's like, obviously, like his opinions are his opinions. Like when it comes to football, right? It's like it's football. Like it's just we're all allowed our 2 cents. But with him, like there's been like I remember seeing the clip years ago of like him being at like his camps, like his throwing tournaments, and it's like these young kids are like talking smack. And I get talking smack is like a thing with guys, but I'm just like, bro, like if I met like RG3, I'm not gonna start talking bad about his career because I'm like, bro, even you playing bad, like who was it that said I think I saw a clip or it was you, but someone told me that like, dude, a guy coming off the bench in the NBA is closer to LeBron than the average person is to the guy on the bench.
Right.
So it's like with these pro athletes, it's like, dude, I'm not about to go around talking about like attacking you personally about your career. It's like that guy was still say what you're gonna say. That guy was still like an NFL MVP, whether it was like a fluke or not. It's like, I mean, someone had to run those hard runs, and like throw those passes. So like when I see like people pulling up on him like to fight him, I'm just like, over what, bro? Yeah. Like what?
I think the funniest tweet I saw was that Brock Purdy had sent him for the game manager.
Oh right, yeah.
And someone's like, Brock Purdy's behind.
Brock Purdy was like the Michael.
He ordered the hit.
He ordered the hit. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get him waxed. Yeah. Dude, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's weird how people get crazy with athletes, but I was reading how the coaches were blaming Cam because they were saying Cam was antagonizing everybody. So then it was like, Well, you kind of that's the type of energy you're gonna have, and you go to these football camps. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not in favor of anybody jumping anybody, but
right. But even then, it's like to throw fists over it. It's like it's one thing for a coach to go and be like,
it's two things. It's two things. It's,
you know what I mean?
Cam Newton, obviously 6'7", super athlete,
like
in shape. So he's probably like not worried about. He's worried about very few people stepping up to him.
Yeah.
So two is, if Cam's antagonizing you, it has to be this like concerted effort where it's going to be like 15 of us are going to pull up on him.
Right.
It can't, because it seemed like it started off with like a group of 5, and as like, so it's like, all right, all of us are going to go at the same time, right? All of us. And it seemed when it was like, all right, let's go, and only like 2 of them went. And then Cam just started railing on the guy, and everybody was like, "Whoa!" And everybody was kind of like, "Yep, no, not
never mind." That's why we had 15 of us go. Like, and yeah, dude.
So it's like, I met that guy after looking at his boys, like, "Are you serious? Are you serious? I thought all of us were gonna jump. What happened? What's going on,
dude?
Why is blood just gushing out of my ear right now? Like, what's going on right now?" Yeah.
Dude, I saw that like his hat was like unbothered. Like Cam, like the hat Cam was wearing. God. They're like, you guys were so easy that his hat didn't even get knocked off. Like he was fine the whole time. And it's like, oh man. But yeah, dude, yeah, seeing those like it's going back to like to the big athletes, it's like, dude, you gotta like, if their peers in their league are in awe by them, it's like,
yeah,
like even the I'm sure you saw that clip of like was it like Shumpert talking about LeBron like a year or two ago? Did you see that one like on Vlad TV?
Which one?
Shumpert, Iman Shumpert, or Iman Shumpert.
Oh yeah. What about?
And he's talking about like playing with LeBron, and he's like, just the way he functions, like even just basketball IQ and physically, it's right, like it's
right.
And that's like his teammate. I'm just like, what? Like, okay, damn. Like imagine being with like a Bo Jackson, like being on Bo Jackson's team and watching him operate, and it's just like, dude, this is all just God given. Like he just shows up,
and
it's like, must be nice, bro. Dang, like. I remember talking with because when I was at the NAMM show thing, the music thing, like last month, there would be like kids playing instruments.
Yeah.
And obviously there are like child prodigies that are musicians.
Right.
And I remember talking with like an instructor of mine. This is like years ago, like when I was like taking private lessons. And this instructor, older gentleman, he plays like upright bass and he plays everything, classical music, jazz, all of it. And I was talking to him about like these child prodigies, and he's like, yeah, dude, he's like, like the rest of us are just like mere mortals. He's like I have to like work so much just to maintain where I'm at. And like you see these kids, these like exceptional human beings, and it's just like, yeah, it's unreal, dude. Like how they find, like they exist, It's like,
yeah. What is the like mood, do you think, in terms of someone who's really good and then you get to like a higher level and you realize like, oh damn, like I'm not that good. Like, do you think the mood of like the competition or how someone feels like changes?
Or you mean like when you for example, like if I were to go somewhere and like meet someone like in person where it's like, oh damn, they're like really good,
Yeah.
What's the mood? The first one is like not gonna lie, sometimes for me personally, there's like a little bit of like the impulsive mood right off the bat is like honestly it's kind of like fear.
Oh,
it's just like, oh my, it's like, oh dang, and then it goes to like awe, and you reel it back in, at least for me, and then it's like by the time I'm done seeing it, whatever it is that they're doing, I'm just like I'll feel inspired. I'm just like, all right, dude, like I need to go. Especially, all right, especially if it's like someone that's like I told you about that guy that had asked me to play, and I was like, dude, I'm not following him up. When I see guys like that, I'm just like, man, I need to work harder. Like I need to go and like put in some time to at least attempt to get anywhere near that. But the first one, when you see someone that's like insanely good, is just like, and also because some guys are good at hiding it. Like when you hear someone like play, whether in sports or in music, it's like you and they're doing kind of like regular things for a little bit, but then they have that moment where they kind of like let out that little flash of greatness, and you're like, oh, dude, you're hiding that. Okay, like you've been like restraining yourself. You've been holding back,
right?
And it's like, okay, but yeah, fear in the sense of like people say like God fearing, like when the Bible talks about like fearing God, there's like a level of like respect in that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, like wow, all right. And not everyone's like that. Like some dudes see it and it's like, I mean, I joke about it, but I usually joke a little bit and be like, man, like why do I even try? And then some dudes actually believe that and they're just like, man, why do I even try? Like what?
Yeah.
Like the actual like self-deprecating ones.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay. But I'm not like that. I'm just like, dang, dude, okay. I'm like, let's go,
Yeah.
I'm sure you must. I think you feel similarly like when you see like a pastor doing a good job and you're just kind of like, oh, dang, okay. Like, because you told me like you'll want to pick their brain. You're going to want to be like, hey, man, like what, what's your routine or what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. It's more so preachers because I think when I was younger, I think the pastor route was more like, oh man, I want to talk to the pastor and stuff like that. But I think in terms of like now as I'm older, it's more so when I see someone who's a really good like speaker, because
gotcha, okay,
as a in terms of like day-to-day pastoring, that's people skills.
Right.
And a lot of it honestly comes down to the person. And if people like you, then you're kind of golden. And that's where I think a lot of pastors make the mistake of trying to get better. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because you get these people that they want like Mr. Rogers to be the pastor. And they want like the super sweet guy who's like super approachable and things like that. And it's like, well, yeah, a lot of times that guy has no backbone. And a lot of times that guy like kind of does like he's a mess. And and so because I struggled with that. I used to struggle with that because I was, like I don't have like the friendliest complexion.
I remember you told me,
like my resting face isn't super friendly and welcoming. And I struggled with that because people are like, oh man, like, you look upset or whatever. And the more I read scripture, the more I realized like, man, like all these guys in the Bible are super, super intense. And I wouldn't call them good hangs And so why am I trying to be a good hang just so that people are going to like me when that's not the goal? That's not the reason why we do this. So it kind of changed for me. And so now when I hear somebody who's a good speaker, that I'm more interested in that. And so yeah, if I hear someone that's really good or they explain something in a way that I'm like, dang, like how did you understand that? Then I want to pick those people's brains because yeah, like that to me is more interesting than how do you grow a church or how do you like
okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff to me, like how were you able to get like explain that? How were you able to like what did you read that helped you get there? What are you doing day to day that's helping you like reach that kind of understanding, focus, things like that? Where younger me was probably more interested in like in the like people aspect, the relational aspect. Where now I've learned like, well, you know, you got to be yourself and have the personality you have, and you know, some people are gonna like it, some people are not, and that's true across the board. And I think that's the thing that you know, even growing up where we grew up and having the type of pastor we had that was relationally unavailable to the point where you know a lot of people felt like I don't think he knows my name and I serve here, you know.
Yeah.
But you had people that would swear by him, people that loved him and were like, he's the best guy. And man, he has a great heart. And you'd be like, that guy? Like, that guy's super loving? And it's just, you know, and, you know, people that love you, and people that don't, well, they don't. It doesn't matter what you do. And so I think that's the part that I've learned. And so, but yeah, if someone explaining something, and I'm like, dang, I've never been able to put that into words.
Right.
How did you do that? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
It shows, man. Because like when I heard you speak on Sunday, I was like,
That's right. That's right. How was that experience for you? Because that was the first time. That's the first time you heard me preach in Spanish.
Yeah. Well, at your church, because I heard you, like, and you gave a little sermon at Adrian's wedding, I think, in Spanish. You know, but yeah, this was like, dude, this one, like, I had like Vietnam flashbacks at your church, bro. You know, like in the best way possible. Like singing those alabanzas again.
Yeah.
And just hearing the clapping.
Right.
And the vocals. And hearing people like singing out of tune, which is great. Like it's, you know.
It gets you the real, this is a real church experience.
Dude, it took me back to, there were a few times when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. When I was at Evan, I said, sitting with my dad in the front row, and I could hear him singing. And if you've heard my dad sing, my dad can't sing to save his life, you know. But he was so like he was passionate, and you know, and I'm fortunate to have seen stuff like that and had that in my upbringing because it's like it makes a difference. Like I grew up hearing like my mom sing, and my mom can sing beautifully. Like my mom can sing in tune. My mom would always sing like alabanzas or like along to music in the house. And then at church, like I would hear them both sing, and so I would hear my dad sing too, who couldn't sing at all. So just having those two polar opposites, like vocally wise, but just both still having that like that passion, you know, I was like, So when I was there with like angels singing and those like specific songs too, I was just like, it took me back, and I was like, okay, this is sick. All right, you know. Yeah. And then hearing you speak too, okay, because we talked about like the Spanish thing too.
Yeah.
Like even like at Angel's Place where it's like I don't feel like I'm like 100% fluent, but I can get by, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I heard you like speak about this before where like when you first started preaching in Spanish, it was like you said, I think in English, and then
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to translate it. So I figure by now it's like the translating is getting faster, I'm assuming, maybe, or maybe you do think in Spanish, I don't know, but it's like either way, it's like you've streamlined it and you like you speak eloquently, and it's like
I think I now think bilingual.
Yeah.
And it's helped. Yeah. I think in English and in Spanish. And yeah.
Yeah. So I noticed that and I was like, okay, German. I was like, I see you using some of these big words, you know? Like I was like, all right. And there were a few times where I was just like, oh, what does that mean? What did he say again? But then I was like, okay. And then, because I also too, like, I think in English and then I have to translate it, but.
Right.
And I was like, okay, you know. Or hearing you like joking with your congregation after was like, okay, German's like.
Oh, right.
Like John Anthony could never. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, good. Dude, cracking those jokes, eating that bionico and water. I was just like, yeah, dude, this is.
John Anthony would be like, I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Angel, make sure, Angel, close everything, please. I'll see you.
And make sure to collect the offering. You're like, wink, wink. You know, I'm just like, yeah, dude. So, yeah, dude, I enjoyed it. Yeah. And then also too, because like if this had been like 17 or 18-year-old David, like I probably would have. I don't think I would have like sat in the back or been like, nah, bro, I'll just wait at the house and then, you know. But I'm a little more mature and like confident in myself. So like, when the hermano like asked me like, oh, like estás aquí por primera vez, I was like, yeah, you know, and then I gave my name. Like I was there ready to go. I was like, yep, that's right, I'm here, you know. And I'm thinking of my sister, and she's like, man, I get kind of nervous like if I go to a new church and they ask me like my name and stuff. And I was just like, also like we're different like that. She's not, you know, as much of like a social butterfly as I am.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was just like, I was ready for that. And I was like, I was ready to go. I was like, yeah, you know, blah, blah. So it was cool. Definitely felt like you guys were like living out like the term Iglesia Primitiva, like grassroots, like just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Well, that feels awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal. And yeah, man, it's it hit me when I was about to go up that I'm like, oh man, like I haven't like taught in front of David in forever. Like this is
right. Like on a Sunday,
let
like
alone in Spanish. Like
yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, like this should be cool. Like I wonder what his take is gonna be on all this.
Yeah. And also like in the sermon too, like you there were points where I was like, okay, how's he going to explain this right here? Because I was like, I was ready to go with some ammunition to be like, well, what about this? You know, not to like scream out like in the service, but I was just in my head, I was like, what about this or this? And then you talked about it, and I was just like real quick, but like the part about like honoring your mother and father, and like you brought up like your biological dad, and I was like, that's what I was waiting for. I was like, because that's a little tender area, you know? So I was just like, okay. And I was like, all right, you know, and you pulled it off. I was like, all right, cool. Like, that makes sense. I was like, all right, you know? So definitely like the ability to present things in like a modern context and be like, and also like a personal context for you. I was like, that's cool, you know?
Yeah.
So
one of the things I learned also being younger and teaching an older group is being serious helps. Because I remember this older lady, she went, and this is like pre-COVID, and she's like, I like that you take the Bible very serious. And I think a lot of that is because I'm younger, and because I don't have like all this life experience to lean on, all I have is the Bible.
You really got to lean on the scripture and just
yeah. And so I remember I was like, oh man, like I didn't realize it after she said like because I was like, oh man, like, as I was thinking, like I have to because if I don't do that, I have no I. What am I going to offer you? Like,
like I have nothing. Yeah, what's it when you're talking about marriage too?
I don't have kids. I like what I don't have experience in marriage. I don't have any of that. So
yeah,
it's like the only thing I can offer you is what the Bible says. So therefore, I have to hold it to the highest standard and the highest like place because if I don't, then I have nothing. And so that's where I've noticed the like, oh man, like that's like a young preacher's thing. And that's an advice I gave to this young guy who's pursuing pastorship. And I told him just take the Bible seriously because
right. Well, it's almost like it has to be your bread and butter because if you rely on like other attributes and like he's funny, and it's like that's all fluff, bro. Like where's the meat? You know what I mean?
Well, not only that, but like someone like your dad, for example, who has a lot of experience, life experience with
some mileage, yeah, of course,
and all that. Like he's raised 3 kids all the way to adulthood, so he's able to obviously rely on the scriptures entirely, take them very seriously, but he's also able to give you like, the Bible says this, and look, this is how it looks. My son said this, and this is what I did. Me and my wife were going through this a few years ago. This is how it ended. This is how I reacted. This is what she told me. And all of a sudden, people are able to like connect with you at a different level. And now you're able to not take the Bible less seriously, but you're able to kind of like complement the Bible with, well, not compliment, but you're able to like,
you're able to show them that
shine a light in your own life.
Exactly.
And therefore, there's a little room for like maybe jokes or things of that matter.
Right.
Still keeping it serious, and but there's now a different avenue. And when you're a younger guy, you don't have that available to you because you're not old. Like that's literally like that comes with time. You got to live a little longer. You get these experiences.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was really neat too, like when we were at Angels and then like Victor was there, and then at the end of the night, like when we were leaving, Angel was like, man, like these guys are both your youth, like they're here, and it's just like seeing how far we've come and everything, and just like, oh, like he's like, Angel was like, bring them all back, like, and he was joking, but I was like, in my mind, I was like, that'd be nice. I was like, like
there was a component of like, no, really, bring them all back.
Right. Yeah. Like he was joking, but then at the end he was like, am I though? Like, so yeah. Yeah, dude. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah. We definitely have to do that again. Final thoughts or final thought?
I trust Eddie. That's it.
I trust Eddie.
Nice. Eddie Hearn. Yeah. You?
My final thought is, this is my final thought. Netflix should be able to transfer profiles. You should be able to transfer profiles on Netflix.
Yeah.
So Netflix is cracking down on like sharing passwords and
right. Yeah, they're
being the same household.
Ridiculous.
We've all seen the tweet of they were the ones who were like suggesting you share password. The real MVP, they were the ones that tweeted the real MVP is the person who actually pays for the account. Like, anyway,
Like what happened to Netflix? Like damn homie, like in high school you was the man, homie. Yeah, like you used to be cool. Netflix.
Who are you to tell me who I can and cannot share my password with? Anyway,
yeah.
So my sister, if you have siblings, you know how this goes. One sibling pays for this, the other sibling pays for that. You share the passwords, and it's all good. That way you're not spending not that way. Not all of you are spending the same amount of the same subscriptions. Like, one of the subscriptions my sister paid for was Netflix. So I used her Netflix. She used my other accounts just in case these accounts are listening, so they don't kick her off of it. And they, I got kicked out of my sister's because I don't live in Oregon, obviously. And thank God for T-Mobile. Shout out to T-Mobile. Through T-Mobile, they pay for my Netflix. So I finally used the perk. I'm like, fine, I'll get my own. So I did it, set up my profile, but I realized my algorithm is all off because it's a brand new profile. Nothing's been logged, nothing's been watched. And I'm like, are you serious? I had that Netflix profile for
like dialed in, like
a decade, maybe more. So I watched everything. Now I got to reset this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Netflix, if you're going to do this, you should then have an ability to say, you know what? I want to transfer profiles. So give me the profile on this account, transfer it to this account, and so my algorithm goes with me.
Right.
Everything I've ever watched goes with me. So my suggestions are suggestions that make sense to me.
Yeah.
And so now I'm watching. So I've had Breaking Bad just like on loop, just so that I can watch it, have it logged in.
Get the algorithm points in
and
there.
I'm kind of just
this is what I'm into. Wink, wink.
Like, and it's so annoying. So Netflix, you want everybody to get their own profile? Fine, get your money.
I'll do you one better. Hackers, if you're listening, add stuff like this to your list and make the world a better place. Forget Netflix. I don't trust them either.
Man. So that's my final thought. Hackers, Netflix, somebody. Let me keep my old algorithm back. Let me keep it.
Yeah. Help your guy out, dude. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just so crazy. So yeah. And the sharing passwords, none of your business. Are you getting the money or not? Like, who cares? Who cares if they live in the same house or not? That's my final thought. But I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you soon. If Canelo announces
hopefully
something.
Next time, something official is announced.
Yeah, if something official happens, we'll have to do like some emergency pod or something.
Right.
But if not, then I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you next week.
That's the pod. We are brought to you by, as always, Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self-leveling underlays. They service California, and they speak Spanish. You can follow them, Triumph_coatings on Instagram, and you get a 10% off if you use the promo code ARROWSUP. You can also reach them on Gmail, triumphprotectivecoatings@gmail.com. That's the pod. Thank you to Angel for the music. Thank you to David. Thank you to you for listening. I'll be on again on Sunday, and that'll be the end of the week for us. So, a lot of good stuff happening. Spring training in full swing. Otani already getting everybody excited. Yamamoto had a really good start today, and Dodger fans are starting to have thoughts. So, good stuff. Good time to be a sports fan. And I will talk to you later on this week. You can listen to the podcast anywhere you get pods. So please rate, review, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. arrows up. So that's it for me for now. I'll talk to you later. Let's go Lakers.